right, free Mumia. This brother has been in prison since 1981. There's a sign out here that says, apology without action is meaningless. Mumia Abu-Jamal has been in prison since Frank Rizzo was trumping these charges up on our brothers and sisters and putting them in prison. We understand that the shouts, "Fuck Frank Rizzo," come because Frank Rizzo was a tyrant. He was a racist. He was a fascist. And he's responsible for the imprisonment of countless black people because of his fascism. We understand and we recognize that the group that he put together in prosecutions, in the police force, they were just as fascist as he was. He aligned himself with people that were just as racist as him, just as fascist as him, just as bigoted as him.
Fuck Lynn Abraham.
Lynn Abraham does not deserve the label woman.
No, that's right.
The label that Lynn Abraham deserves is closer to the word devil. Because devil means doer of evil. Lynn Abraham signed the warrant that sent the police to her house on May 13th, 1985. Lynn Abraham, like Frank Rizzo, like the prosecutor in Mumia's case, Joseph McGill. Joseph McGill was the prosecutor that was brought up on charges and disbarred because of prosecutorial misconduct. This is the prosecutor that prosecuted Mumia. Joseph McGill were prosecuting people saying that they were shot to death when in fact they were actually stabbed to death. Joseph McGill was so corrupt that after a bomb was dropped on May 13th, 1985, he was the prosecutor that sent Ramona to prison for 7 years. After the bomb of Ramona and her family, she went to prison because of Joseph McGill. Joseph McGill was no different than Frank Rizzo. All across this country and outside the country, statues are being toppled. Signs of people like Christopher Columbus are being covered over. We are witnessing the power of the people live. Now, I gave us the explanation of these people that are sending us to prison the way they are to get to the point that apology without action is meaningless. Joseph McGill was disbarred. Frank Rizzo had his statue and his mural removed. And what I'm saying is that the same police and the same people, Adolph Kitty, the mayor, who ordered that statue to be removed, is basically saying, we made a mistake, it shouldn't have been there. And I'm saying that if you recognize that a mistake was made and it should not have been there, free Mumia Abu-Jamal.
That's right. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
We're talking about police terror.
Come on.
The police terrorize people.
Defund the PPD.
There was an incident in Buffalo, New York, was shoved to the ground by the police. He hit his head on the ground and blood was coming out of his ears. And the police that claimed to serve and protect the people walked past him, walked over him, walked around him, and even some that were trying to help him were shoved by the other police to leave him there. I'm saying that the police job is not to serve and protect the people. Their job is to interfere with the people from disrupting and fighting against the system, because when we come for the system, the police job, they're paid by the system to protect the system from us. And they would not need that protection from us if they did what they were supposed to do.
Come on.
If they were not extracting resources out of our community and replacing it with drugs. If they were not extracting peace out of our community and replacing it with violence. If they were not extracting... That's right, I hear y'all back there. The system is rotten from end to end. And I know that people think that there's a way to work through it. And I'm here today to say, as a black man, as a MOVE member, as a person that studies history, I know that if you can't get justice after rebelling for 400 years, you ain't gonna get justice from these people. You ain't gonna get justice from these people. It goes back, it takes us right back to apology without action is meaningless. Why leave the people in prison that Frank Rizzo put there if you recognize that Frank Rizzo was a tyrant? The police that knocked over that 75-year-old man that claimed that they serve and protect was just kneeling with protesters 24 hours before they knocked over that protester. There are police officers that are saying they regret kneeling with people. Apology without action is meaningless. These people do not apologize because they feel sorry for what they did. They are apologizing because they want the power of the people to stop. They have been pressured by the people. How? They did not get enlightened. They did not get enlightened when they saw George Floyd being killed. There was a cop, that Asian cop, standing guard, making sure no one stopped those cops from premeditatedly murdering George Floyd. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That is premeditated murder. The people want justice. The people want justice. The people want justice. And we don't want it in November. We want it now. We ain't waiting for Donald Trump to be removed from office. We want it now. The people want justice. And goddamn it, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. We gonna stay in these streets. We gonna protest. We gonna fight for the life of Mumia Abu-Jamal. We gonna fight for the rights and the life of Russell Maroon Schultz. We gonna fight for the rights of Joseph Bowen, Fred Burton. We want justice for the remaining members. Breonna Taylor, that's right. Breonna Taylor. If the police feel that they are sorry, then what they should do is take their sorry asses and go arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. that have been shot and killed and smothered by these police, and justice have not been served. When the people are murdered by the police drag their feet and do little or nothing. Usually nothing. When a police officer is killed, they say things like, if everyone that's involved in this is killed, they're justified and well within their right. The police go on manhunts. They take their crew and they go out and arrest and beat and kill until they find the person, and even if they get the person, they go after the other people that may or may not even be connected to it too.
Modern day lynching.
It's a modern day lynching, and these police do not do things based on equality. The power of the people has forced this system into a position where they are now backpedaling.
Yes.
And we must keep this action going. John Africa taught Move people that the system is controlled by pressure. And if you don't keep the pressure on them, they will continue to be who they are. And they are devils that don't care about us. We must continue to stay up. We must continue to stay on the move. And we must fight this system with everything we got. And we don't need to have any mercy. You have to remember that you cannot have mercy for the merciless. Before I go, I just want to say, to quote John Africa, Move ain't talking about changing governments, replacing one corrupt dictator enslaver for another. Move is talking about doing away with all forms of external government and replacing it with the government of self. Long live John Africa.